Hey guys, hi, Happy New Year. I am back again for a while. I don't know how long is that while going to last. So I will discuss my TBR for January and also the 12 book, 12 Friends, 12-month challenge, and a short review for days at the Morisaki Bookshop. Uh, let's start. So I'll start with the 12 books challenge. So over here, like basically what the challenge is that you have to you're like 12 of your friends suggest books to you and then you read them throughout the year, like one book per month. So last year I was done with 9 books. Well, I was actually done with 6 books, and 3 books I'm currently reading, so I took them out for this year, and the remaining 3 books I put them back. So the 3 books that were last year, like that are continuing this year, are A Thousand Splendid Suns, The Palace of Illusions, and Elena Knows. The other 9 books for this year are sorry, City of Brass, Radio Silence, Anxious People, Angels and Demons, The Party Crasher, The Love Wager, Rock Paper Scissors, I'll Give You the Sun, and Love in Color. So I haven't picked any of these books for this month because I already had my monthly books sorted. So if I finish these books and I still have time left in January, I am going to start with one of these. I think maybe Radio Silence or Anxious People, because Alice Osman and Alice Osman and Frederick Backman are like two of my favorite authors of all times. Then that is like January and February are going to go with these two, and then I'll start with the other books. Uh, this is my 12 books, 12 friends, 12 months challenge. What I do every year with my reading goals is that I set it at 50, and once I'm done with 50 books, I move it up to 75, and once I'm done with 75, I move it up to 100, and then I stay at 100 and just cross that. But this year I'm not going to do that. This year I'm going to stick to 60 books, and if I have the time, I'll read more than 60 books, obviously. But I'm not going to rush into reading books this year as much as I did for the past 2 years. So 60 is my goal for the year. That brings it down to like 5 books per month. So let's see how that goes. Sulagna is hosting a January in Japan readathon, that is reading Japanese books uh, throughout January, and she has like given 8 prompts. I'll just quickly check those out, like read those out to you. Okay. So the prompts are: snuggle up with a book set in winter, bonus points for extra coziness. Dive into a book that explores Japanese culture, traditions, or food. Read a book adapted into Chinese films or anime. Pick a historical fiction set in Japan. Read a book that focuses on relationships. Immerse yourself in a story where books or libraries play a key role. Read a Japanese murder mystery or crime thriller, and pick a book featuring cats on the cover. So, we have to pick like a minimum of 2 prompts. And the first book that I picked was Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. So, the 2 prompts that this covers is prompt number 6: immerse yourself in a story where books or libraries play a key role. And prompt number 8, that is pick a book featuring cats on the cover. So, like, there's cats, there's one here, there's another one over there. So this was my first selection. My second selection is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This revolves around like this focuses on relationships. I'll discuss the synopsis of these books when I discuss the books individually. So this is a readathon that I'm doing for the month. So 2 out of 5 books are like Japanese for me. The other books that I'm choosing are The Lucky List, A Show for Two, and The Road Trip. So I'll just discuss these books individually and then like get to the mini review. We'll start with The Road Trip. I'm listening to this as an audiobook because I don't have the physical copy for this. But Bethel is like one of my like favorite authors, and I have like 3 4 books by her. I want to collect like the other editions as well. So this is the book that I'm currently listening to. Bethel like writes really unique plots, and that is like one of my favorite things about her. Other than that, like her books are just like so wholesome and clean and everything, so you just really enjoy that aspect as well. The synopsis for this is: Addie and her sister are about to embark on an epic road trip to a friend's wedding in the north of Scotland. The playlist is all planned and the snacks are packed. But not long after setting off, a car slams into the back of theirs. The driver is none other than Addie's ex, Dylan, who she's avoided since a traumatic breakup 2 years earlier. Dylan and his best mate are heading to the wedding too, and they've totaled their car, so Addie has no choice but to offer them a ride. The car is soon jam packed full of luggage and secrets, and with 300 miles ahead of them, Dylan and Addie can't avoid confronting the very messy history of their relationship. Will they make it to the wedding on time? And more importantly, is this really the end of the road for Addie and Dylan? So, Bethel Erie takes these really heavy topics and writes them in such a simple and easy way that you just really want to read her books more and more and more. So this is my third book by her that I'm reading, and I really, really, really enjoy the way she writes. The next book is A Show for Two by Tashi Boyan. This was one of the books for my 12 friends challenge last year, and like it's my current read, so it's going on. Meena Rahman has a plan for her future. Finally win the Golden Ivy Student Film Competition, get into her dream school across the country, leave New York City behind once and for all. Meena's ticket to winning the competition falls into her lap when indie film star and known heartbreaker Emmett Ramos enrolls in her high school under a secret identity to research his next role. When Meena sets out to persuade Emmett to join her cause, he offers her a deal instead. He'll be in her short film if she acts as a tour guide to help him with the photography contest. As Meena ventures across the 5 boroughs with Emmett by her side, the city she grew up in starts to look different and more like home than it ever has before. With the competition deadline looming, Meena's dreams, which once seemed impenetrable, begin to crumble, and she's forced to ask herself, is winning worth losing everything? So, I think I read somewhere that the author got this inspiration, like this idea for the story, like the undercover student thing from Tom Holland, who went undercover in her school, a university, for like so that he could study for the role of Spider-Man. I think I read this somewhere. So I'm like 50% done with this book, and I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to finish this as soon as possible. Um, the next book is The Lucky List. I'm like more than 50% done with this book as well, but I'm annotating it, so it's taking me a little longer to finish. Um, it is by Rachel Lippincott. She also wrote 5 Feet Apart and All This Time. So I haven't read the other 2 books, but I did watch most of 5 Feet Apart. It seemed really similar to The Fault in Our Stars, but I don't know. I'm not really very enjoying this book a lot, but since I'm annotating it for someone, I have to finish it. So Emily's always been lucky. Well, technically, her mom was the lucky one, and since she died, Emily started to feel like her luck ran out. So when Emily finds her mom's senior bucket list, she finds 12 ways to feel close to her again. But if she wants to check everything off, she'll need help in the form of Blake. As Blake and Emily work through the list, the girls' bond deepens. Emily is starting to feel lucky again, but she's faced with the question, can she accept this new part of herself, the part her mom never even knew existed? A novel about loss, love, and discovering who you are from the co author of international bestseller 5 Feet Apart. So, the thing with the book is that it's very predictable, and considering like my top three books for 2023 were young adult as well, this is like a little disappointing, but it's fine. Let's see how it goes. The next book is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, and I'm sure like a lot of you have already seen a lot about this so far. So I don't know. If you could go back, who would you want to meet? In a small back alley in Tokyo, there is a cafe which has been serving carefully brewed coffee for more than 100 years. But this coffee shop offers its customers a unique experience, the chance to travel back in time. In Before the Coffee Gets Cold, we meet four visitors, each of whom is hoping to make use of the cafe's time traveling offer in order to confront the lover who left them, receive a letter from their husband whose memory has begun to fade, see the sister one last time, and meet the daughter they never got the chance to know. But the journey into the past does not come without risks. Customer must sit in a particular seat. They cannot leave the cafe, and finally, they must return to the present before the coffee gets cold. Toshikazu Kawaguchi's beautiful moving story explores the age old question, what would you change if you could travel back in time? So this is like a full series. I have the first three part of the series. I really wanted to get the fourth part as well, but like they're not really interconnected. Like even the four stories I think in the book are not interconnected. So it's not that big a deal if I don't have the fourth part. Um so the next book is Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. A tale of families, love, new beginnings, and the comfort that can be found in books. From the beginning of summer to early spring, I live at the Morisaki Bookshop. I spent that period of my life in the spare room on the second floor of the store, trying to bury myself in books. The cramped room barely got any light, and everything felt damp. It smelled constantly of musty old books, but I will always remember the days I spent there, because that's where my real life began. And I know without a doubt that if not for those days, the rest of my life would have been bland, monotonous, and lonely. The Morisaki bookshop is precious to me. It's a place I know I'll never forget. Uh, so this book was like really feel good, and like a slice of life, the daily life of like people and everything. Not people exactly, just like one person. So I really enjoyed reading it because it shows you the whole process of finding that one book that gets you into reading, and then like that book is just so good for you that you just can't stop reading, and then once you pick a book, fall in love with it, you just want to chase that feeling again of finding that rush again, where you just want to stay up all night and read the book till you're done with it. Honestly, it was like a really really nice book, like just a warm hug sort of a book. And I get why Shana finished it as fast as she did, and I get why it's so popular on Bookstagram these days. uh, I've highlighted like a few parts in the first part of the book, and I wish I could read this book for the first time again. It's that book. So like I said, a really feel good book. I just love how it starts on a bad note and then it gradually improves and just gets better. There's like sadness towards the end as well, but it's still overall a good book. Coming out of depression, falling into love with reading, finding friends, getting to know yourself, becoming independent again, and everything. So yeah, I really really loved this. I am so glad that this was the first read of this year for me, and I hope I read like such wholesome books more for the coming year. So Hopefully you enjoy this book as well. Let me know if you read it. Connect on Instagram with me. uh, do the needful, like, share, subscribe. That's it. Bye.